Hi there, this is Butch Camoa for Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features electronic magazine. And here are some of this week's features to watch out for. On Motoring Forum, we shall have another newly accredited transport network company to get some insights into their operation. Our road safety tip on the Young Street Smarts portion spotlights the proper use of the high and low beam. This week's Payong Chuper is about the no smoking policy inside PUVs. Our car care tip on Auto Care Clinic centers on maintaining the windshield washer and wiper. The public service segment shall spotlight the problem on unfinished drainage system. Showcase this week shall have the Ford Expedition 3.5L Limited Max EcoBoost V6. While for race weekend, we'll have the highlights of the recently concluded King of Nations International Drifting event held at the Clark International Speedway. All this, plus the latest news on the country's transportation and traffic management on this week's Motoring Today.
Introducing the all-new Mitsubishi Xpander.
See the horizon as a starting point. Use each obstacle to gain momentum. Make the unknown routine. Continue where all others stop. New Peugeot SUV range. Never have SUVs gone so far.
I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too.
So, why are you back?
I didn't want to miss you.
Welcome back. Motoring Today now starts with the latest news in transportation and traffic management. In its relentless efforts to fulfill its mandate to put order in our roads, the Interagency Council on Traffic, or IAC, has found out that illegal radio telephones are being unscrupulously used to expedite the operation of illegal PUVs or colorums. In response, the NTC, or the National Telecommunications Commission, has joined in to stop the malpractice.
In a bid to fully eliminate illegal use of ultra-high frequency or UHF and very high frequency or VHF handled radios being used by some UV Express operators and drivers, the NTC joined IAC operations. Aside from the anti-colorum and out-of-line operations, the IAC, together with the NTC, verified license and permits of UV Express drivers who are using UHF and VHF radios. Recent operations yielded 18 pieces of unlicensed handheld radio and mobile phones, which were confiscated by NTC operatives. According to Department of Transportation Undersecretary and IAC head Tim Orbos, the crackdown against illegal handheld radios is meant to particularly target colorum vehicle drivers who use these radios to avoid apprehension. Some drivers were caught by law enforcers using their handheld radios to alert fellow drivers of ongoing IAC operations.
The IAC head also announced that the campaign versus unregistered and non-NTC approved handheld radios will continue, as the NTC will now be officially part of IACT. Continuing, it appears that transport officials, for one reason or another, had a change of heart on adopting a transport mode which for a while they were pushing Congress to approve, as they found it then as an immediate and cost-effective solution to Metro Manila's traffic problems.
The complete turnaround by the Department of Transportation, or DOTR, regarding its interest in setting up the proposed bus rapid transit system reportedly baffled lawmakers, to whom this concept was aggressively presented and successfully justified not long ago. Instead, the DOTR is now reportedly pushing for a rail project, which many have opined to be a lot more expensive. Before the reported withdrawal of the DOTR, two BRT projects have been lined up in Metro Manila, with Line 1, which is supposed to run from the Quezon Memorial Circle to Manila City Hall via Quezon Avenue and España Boulevard, and Line 2 that was to run the length of EDSA. The congressmen, who were convinced by the DOTR to have the proposed projects acted upon and endorsed to the NEDA for approval and funding, were reportedly puzzled no end by the mind-blowing 360-degree turn about the project for reasons known only to the DOTR.
So why did the DOTR suddenly find the BRT system not worth the funding it has been endorsed for, and would rather have a more expensive and longer to finish railway project? A question that still begs for an answer. Meanwhile, the Land Transportation Office, or LTO, is now making it easier for the public to apply or renew for a driver's license.
The LTO recently launched what it calls PASS, an online personal appointment and scheduling system. PASS is an online portal where the public may book appointments for the application or renewal of driver's licenses. In cooperation with the Land Bank of the Philippines, LTO's online pass is complemented by an online payment facility where applicants may send their fees using online banking systems, a scheme that is efficient and more convenient compared to the typical window payment method. DOTR Undersecretary for Road Transport and Infrastructure Tim Orbos, Undersecretary for Finance Gary de Guzman, as well as LTFRB board members Ronaldo Corpus and Attorney Eileen Lezada, joined LTO Chief ASEC Edgar Galvante, were present during the grand launch.
Electronic innovations like this in government service have their own little way of contributing in lessening traffic volume by not having drivers applying for or renewing their licenses add to more people on the road. And finally, MyCab, one of the newly LTFRB accredited Transport Network Vehicle Services, or TNVS providers, in its bid to become one of the more efficient players in the sector, has just announced its partnership with IT giant Huawei.
Since the demise of Uber's operations in the country, several TNVS providers have been recently accredited by the Land Transportation, Franchising and Regulatory Board. In a move to mitigate the disadvantages of having a single largest operator in the industry, and MyCab now aims to lead the rest by upgrading its present operations with a partnership with a global player.
So basically the partnership is all about Huawei team providing the tablets for us. They've been very instrumental in terms of helping us customize the tablet in terms of hardware and software. para mag-fit siya sa existing environment sa taxi cabs natin. Because basically, like, these tablets are deployed sa taxi cabs natin around like 16 hours per day, no? With the heat, with the continuous playing sa tablet. So they've been helping us in terms of like modifying it para mag-fit siya.
MiCab founder and CEO Eddie Ibanez looks forward to utilize a fairly sized network of vehicles under its management umbrella.
The first batch that we're deploying is actually we're eyeing to deploy 5,000 taxis. Currently, nasa 1,600 pa kami. So we're really moving fast to deploy it every day. And the next na matapos namin yung 5,000, yung next batch naman will be like around 9,000. So yun yung next batch natin. So hopefully mga 15,000.
MiCab also intends to get into other service related to motorist services.
Having quite a number of TNVS providers would indeed ensure, though not guarantee, that the biggest player in the industry will not have an undue advantage over the smaller ones to the detriment of the riding public. Those are the latest news in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. In this week's Motoring Forum, we are still venturing into making the motoring public know better the newly accredited TNVS providers in the hope of leveling the playing field and not giving undue advantage to the much bigger TNVS providers. This week we have Mr. Joel Gayod, Chief Executive Officer of iPara Technologies and Solutions Incorporated. Hello, Mr. Gayod, and welcome to Motoring Today.
Hello, Butch, and to all the viewers of Motoring Today.
As a usual starter in the series, kindly give us a brief background of your company.
Okay, I'll tell you the truth. This is the second company, and we belonged to the first company before, but unfortunately, we were the leader, or the one who's leading us have other priorities other than making the business fly. So what we did is when we formed iPara Technologies and Solutions, and we're very fortunate that Mr. Paulo Libertad, our Chief Operations Officer, came with us. He onboarded with us, and because he has the business rules, and me being a software developer, I always wanted to go back to technology, at least at the business aspect of that. And of course, with other partners as well. We have a fierce, brilliant lawyer who help us out on putting up the business in terms of the legalities, and the rest of the businessmen. Most of them are businessmen. So yeah, that's how we started, and then we came at the right moment.
Can you also please give us an idea of what your services are and how they would compare to Grab?
Okay, first of all, our business model, our business principle, we are the fulcrum of the business. It's between the riders and the drivers. So what we did at the time when we were forming the concept, we wanted to be at the middle of everything. We wanted to be at the middle of those two giants, and we wanted to hear both sides of the riders. So we implemented and we melded actually both features from these two TNC. Yeah.
With the recent exit of Uber and the present monopoly of Grab in the private vehicle ride-sharing mode of transport, it's quite possible that there are a lot of people who would like to work in this kind of transport mode. How can these drivers and car owners join your company?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking us, how to join, especially the new ones. First of all, as per LTFRB's directive, all the TNC are supposed to accredit drivers from the common supply base. Who are these? These are the ones who've been driving for the past few years, under the two TNCs, and those ones who are the master list of LTFRBs, and what else? With PAs and CPCs, these are the ones we can immediately accredit. As for the new applicants, there's a new directive, set out by the LTFRB. They're supposed to, go to the LTFRB's office and submit the following requirements, like the ORCR, driver's license, all those minimum requirements for filing. So we're still waiting when will the LTFRB actually lift the moratorium on the new applicants. I hope they lift it soon.
One of the advantages of TNVS is the ease of being able to get a ride through a mobile app. Can you briefly explain how it works as far as your company is concerned? Is it as user-friendly as the existing apps?
Yeah, as what I said before, we modeled it to the app is modeled with Uber and Grab, and all those features that we came up with. Of course, it inherited the easiness of operating the app. You just log in, and then the map will show you, and it will ask you the destination, pick up in the destination, and then book it. As easy as that.
Now, being what they call a new kid in the block, what are the challenges you're facing right now?
Okay. First of all, the app is developed, locally, and just like any app, we expect some issues that we will encounter as soon as we go live. So what we did, we set out the app for the drivers and the riders to use, and don't let them catch exceptions. So we have fixed a lot of issues already. So right now this is the 5th day of, I'm happy to say, more stable, and we have at 90% stability. And other challenges as well are there's a lot of bogus bookings. I don't know where it's coming from, and it's really sad. Especially for the drivers. We are seeing patterns wherein same passenger will book a ride, and then as soon as the driver is close to the pickup point, so we're implementing some measures to counter this.
As we speak, there are already 7 known players to provide the transport service. Tell us, what makes yours distinct from the rest?
Yes, this is what we take pride of among the 7 TNCs in the Philippines, and I could say, all the TNCs that you would see, even at the global scale. This is as far as I know, this is the only one who has implemented the real deal security feature, wherein in times of emergency, what's going on inside the cabin will be actually broadcasted to our command center, for proper assessment and, of course, corresponding actions. Yeah, so it's a security feature, which, by the way, we applied for patent already. Yes.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Gayod. Before we end, do you have any message to the commuters who are already using your services and to those who might also be interested to do so?
First of all, I would like to thank all the users and the drivers, the riders and the drivers who have been using our app for the past 2 weeks, and for their patience and helping us, identify those issues. And by the way, we have corrected all the issues that we have caught. And of course, the app is continuously evolving, and I would like to tell all the public, particularly the drivers, to continuously support us until we reach the 100% stability of the app. And of course, the riders, come join us, come and try us and to experience the new ride sharing app, Otto.
Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, Butch. Happy motoring.
That was Mr. Joel Gayod, Chief Executive Officer of iPara Technologies and Solutions Incorporated, with insights into the kind of operation this newly LTFRB accredited TNVS provider can offer to the riding public. This week's guest on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum.
Calling all automobile enthusiasts. Autofocus.com.ph is exclusive to the automobile, where you'll find reviews on the latest brand new car models, together with their head-to-head comparisons. It has the detailed specs of car models available in the country and their latest SRPs and special promos, together with the latest auto industry news and developments like car launches and test drives. Autofocus.com.ph is all about automobiles. Click on.
See the horizon as a starting point. Use each obstacle to gain momentum. Make the unknown routine. Continue where all others stop. New Peugeot SUV range. Never have SUVs gone so far.
Introducing the all-new Mitsubishi Expander.
Continuing with Motoring Today, here now are this week's series of valuable motoring tips. We start off with road safety reminders on the Young Street Smarts portion, courtesy of Toyota Motor Philippines.
Hello everyone and welcome to Motoring Today's Young Street Smarts Club. This is brought to you through the courtesy of Toyota Motor Philippines and the Toyota Foundation. My name is Susie of Magic 89.9, muling magbibigay sa inyo ng simpleng tips on how to use our roads properly and safely. If you are on a main road, make sure na ang headlights na iyong sasakyan ay naka-low beam sa tuwing meron kang makakasulubong na sasakyan. Your high beams can distract another driver, kaya mas maganda kung ang iyong headlights ay naka-low beam upang malinaw na magkakitaan at hindi maaksidente. Until the next time here on Motoring Today's Young Street Smarts portion, where you can learn to be safe while on the road as a pedestrian, commuter, biker, or driver. This is Susie of Magic 89.9 reminding you to always be a safe and responsible road user.
One of the major problems concerning the present crop of drivers is their lack of discipline and awareness to the simple rules of proper demeanor. Mula sa isang driver sa kanyang kapwa driver. From Mitsubishi Motors Philippines, here's Payong Tsuper.
Payong Tsuper lang kaibigan. Ako si Ramilo Salvacion, isang kapwa ninyo Tsuper. Baka hindi ninyo alam, ang panindigan niya ay matagal lang pinagbabawal sa mga pampublikong sasakyan.
Respeto na lang po sa ating mga pasahero, lalo na sa mga di naninigarilyo na sakay mo. Kung ang mga pasahero ay di pwedeng manigarilyo, lalo na sigurong bawal manigarilyo ang nagmamaneho. Ang usok na dulot ng sigarilyo mo ay puwerhisyo sa tao nakakalanghap nito. Kapag naninigarilyo ang driver, wala ang atensyon niya sa pagmamaneho. Baka di mo mamalayan, wala na pala sa direksyon ang pagmamaneho.
Kaya sundin ang batas na ito para makaiwas, makaperwisyo. Ito po si Paul. Ako po si Ramilo Salvacion, Payong Tsuper lang kaibigan. Mula sa isang kapwa, Dijon Tsuper.
Proper maintenance and repair can ensure your vehicle's longer life and service. Here are some car care tips from Isuzu Philippines Corporation.
Naranasan nyo na ba ang magmaneho na madumi ang salamin? Bukod sa nakakainis ito na problema, safety hazard din ito kung ikay nagmamaneho sa gabi. Kapag madilim, kailangan ay malinaw ang inyong nakikita upang makaiwas sa ibang sasakyan, sa mga pedestrian at mismong pagsunod sa daan. Bawat linggo, kasabay ng pag-inspect ninyo ng coolant, checkin nyo na rin na may tubig ang reservoir ng windshield washer. Kadalasan ay napapabayaan ito at kapag kailangan ng linisin ang salamin ay walang tubig ang lumalabas. Ang tubig na dapat gamitin ay distilled. Bakit hindi tap o kaya mineral water? Dahil ang mga ito ay mayroong mga sediment at habang tumatagal ay naiiwan ang mga ito sa loob ng hose at washer nozzle. Yan po ang dahilan kung bakit parado ang mga washer nozzle ng ibang sasakyan. Kung ayaw niyong masira ang inyong washer, gumamit na ng distilled water. Sa wiper blades naman, kailangan punasan ang mga ito sa bawat pagpupunas ng sasakyan. Ang gilid kasi ng mga blade ay naiipunan ng dumi. Kapag hindi ito napupunasan ay hindi ganoon kaganda ang kanilang pag-wipe ng iyong salamin. Kapag nagiiwan na ng mga linya o streak ang mga wiper blades, kailangan na itong palitan. Kung gusto nyo mapatagal ang buhay ng iyong mga blade, itago ang mga lumang wiper. Kapag mainit na ang panahon gaya ng summer, ipagpalit ang bagong blade para sa luma. Ang init ng araw ay nagpapabilis ng pagkunat ng wiper blade. Kaya sayang lang ang inyong mga bagong wiper blade kung mabababad lang sa araw.
Introducing the all-new Mitsubishi Expander.
See the horizon as a starting point. Use each obstacle to gain momentum. Make the unknown routine. Continue where all others stop. New Peugeot SUV range. Never have SUVs gone so far.
Your weekly window to the world of business and guide to the good life can now be watched online. Just click on businessandleisure.ph and watch this week's show and other past episodes of Business and Leisure at your most convenient time of the day. Business and Leisure is now on the web. Watch it anytime.
I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too.
So, why are you back?
I didn't want to miss you.
Motoring Today continues as we give you the latest news and developments in the world of motorsports.
In motorsports news, the holding of the 6th Annual Federación Internacional del Automobile Sport Conference in the Philippines put the country squarely on the global motorsports map. Aside from the opportunity to showcase what the country's motorsports authorities, particularly Automobile Association of the Philippines, is doing to help develop motorsports, local motorsports enthusiasts and stakeholders got to understand what FIA is planning and implementing to continue growing the sport globally. Several actual motorsports demonstrations were held to provide a clear understanding of FIA's major thrusts for the future.
We're having a motorsport demonstration, including Gymkhana, or what used to be called slalom, cross kart, which we're calling that now, and tomorrow we will have e-karts and I think the regular karting. No? This is important because FIA is introducing for the first time electric kart racing. Okay, and number two, it is introducing for the first time what they're calling cross kart, which is a one-seater but very cheap to produce, you know, as a means to address the problem of affordability. So parang bang this motorsport demonstration is the showcase for how the FIA would like to grow grassroots by introducing cheaper equipment.
The AAP is encouraged by the knowledge that its motorsports initiatives are being appreciated by national sports authorities of other countries.
I think that a lot of people who came from abroad, there are about 300 delegates representing 262 clubs all over the world. I think, you know, they have different expectations of the Philippines. So when they came here, they took a look and saw what we did. They said, hey, this is great, you know. And then we also have a motorsport development program which we designed ourselves. And they are learning from us on how to develop their own young competitors. So there's a give and take, no exchange of information. And I think now they realize that the Philippines is a player in the world motorsport scene because we can contribute to motorsport worldwide.
In the wake of this significant development for local and regional motorsport, the AAP again encourages parents of children who would like to try motorsports to try out its homegrown motorsports development program.
I just want to add that in case there are any listeners there who have kids that are interested in motorsports, there is a wrong way and a right way to learn. The right way to learn is to enter AAP's Motorsport Development Program. So, if any of their kids are interested, please get in touch with the AAP. We will enroll them and they can learn how to drive properly.
In other motorsports news, the 2018 Phoenix Pulse Technology National Slalom Series continues on June 24 with Round 4 at Robinson's Novaliches. Again, the questions remain. Can anyone stop reigning champion Milo Rivera of the Tough Gear Racing team from continuing a near-perfect season and securing the title another consecutive year? Or an Inigo Anton, the wonderkind of Philippine motorsports, last year's novice slalom champion, finally go faster than the Slalom King even for just one leg? The fourth leg of the Slalom Series is expected to be another exciting round and could even be more thrilling, especially with the start of the rainy season.
More motorsports and motoring today as we now usher in Race Weekend.
Race Weekend is brought to you by Phoenix Fuels.
Make every trip come alive with Phoenix Fuels, now with Pulse technology.
It was the second time that international pro drifters came to the Philippines to compete in a top-level drifting competition. And local drifters came through with top-level performances that did the country proud. Up next, highlights of the 2018 Federal Tires King of Asia Finals and King of Nations Round 4 at the Clark International Speedway.
We're here at the Clark International Speedway for the King of Nations Pro Series Asia as the best drifters from around the globe gather around, eager for the start of the event.
The temperature is searing hot at the Clark International Speedway. Not only because it's almost cloudless, the rays of the sun unobstructed as they bake the asphalt on the racetrack, crisscrossed by the evidence that drifters have taken over the circuit. It's the final leg of the 2018 King of Asia, which is also the fourth round of the 2018 King of Nations Pro Series, one of the premier drifting championships in the world. Many of the top pro drifters of the world are in Clark for what is dubbed as the Con PH, to the obvious delight of local drifters and drifting enthusiasts.
Hi, David. Nice to have you here in our show.
Thank you. I'm glad that you guys came and watched us.
Just for a refresher for the viewers, can you just give us an idea of what the King of Nations is all about?
Well, this event is actually a international event, and this is the second time that they came. Most of the international drivers are well known. That's one thing that we are proud of. From Japan, from China, all good drivers. It's good that they're here joining us, and also we learning from them because, of course, they have the best equipment. So yes, we're glad that they're here now.
What prompted the King of Nations to choose Philippines as their venue for this particular event?
Well, first of all, we have a nice racetrack. I think we have a good racetrack, and us from the international drivers, they were saying we have one of the fastest entry speed. I could say that maybe we are the fastest entry speed. We're going about almost 200 kilometers. We go sideways, so it's pretty much intense, and I think the drifters, the international drifters, they like it. That's why we get that attraction, because we have a nice track.
Indeed, the big guns of pro drifting world were in Clark for the King of Asia final. Japan's Daigo Saito was here with his Lexus SC430. Thailand's Keng PTT, King of Asia Series points leader, was here looking to wrap up the KOA title driving his trusty 2JZ KE30 Corolla. Then there's Hong Kong's Charles Nang, also another contender, taking to the track on an S3. Perhaps inspired by competing against the sports idols or benefiting from better familiarity with the home track, local drifters came out strong during qualifying. The locals were led by Luis Gono, who ended Saturday's qualifying in 4th place. Also among notable locals during qualifying was the surprise of the event, teenage drifting whiz Hans Jimenez, who scored the 5th highest points in qualifying. Of course, the top 3 was composed of the big names among visitors. Daigo Sato landed on top. Charles Nang was 2nd. Keng PTT 3rd. The rankings are important as they would be used to determine the head-to-head chase and lead knockout battles on the track on the final day of competition. Under KON and KOA rules, the top 32 qualify for the head-to-head battles. Competitors were judged in qualifying on their attack speed, average speed, angle and line of drift, as well as style or show. But before we move on to the head-to-head battles, what indeed is drifting?
Drifting is a driving technique where the driver intentionally oversteers with loss of traction in the rear wheels or all tires while maintaining control and driving the car through the entirety of a corner. Still need a dictionary?
Sunday's action proved even hotter, the summer heat adding to the heat of the head-to-head battles. Under the rules, number 1 was to face off with number 32. Number 2 was to battle number 31. Number 3 against number 30. You get the drift, right? But as only 20 entries qualified, the luckier entries automatically advance to the next round. For many of the locals, the chance to compete in a top-level international drifting competition against their idols was an accomplishment all in itself.
Really good. Daigo's right there. He's like the top drifter in the world right now. So to be part of the event with him and the other great drifters around, yeah, it's really good.
For some, a stellar performance in both qualifying and in head-to-head battles were dreams come true. Hans Jimenez, who started learning to drift barely a year ago, topped the Friday competition for locals and then showed up some of the veterans in qualifying and in the head-to-head battles. The young Filipino drifter reached what KOA calls the small final, something like a battle for bronze medal between the semi-finalists who didn't make the finals. Jimenez topped local favorite Luis Gono in what essentially was the quarterfinals, before being mastered by the great Daigo Saito in the semi-final. In a small final, Jimenez lost out to eventual third placer Charles Nang of Hong Kong.
I feel really surprised. This was really unexpected for me, but my dreams have been fulfilled, some of them at least. I'm looking forward to competing again with an even better car.
Daigo Saito waited in the wings as Keng PTT and Charles Nang faced off to see who will join the Japanese in the final. It was a really tight fight as judge scored the first run as a 5-5 draw. But on the second run, with roles reversed, a tiny mistake cost Nang the final slot, with the judges scoring it 6-4 in Keng's favor. In the final, Daigo Saito got a 7-3 advantage in the first run. Keng PTT fought back in the second run, forcing the judges to call for another run. Saito put Keng away with a solid final run to claim the top of the podium in the Philippine leg of the 2018 King of Asia Series. Keng may have lost the battle but has won the war. His second place finish earned him the points to secure this year's King of Asia Championship crown. And he now looks forward to defend this points lead in the 2018 King of Nations Pro Series.
ก็มองไปถึงญี่ปุ่นนะครับแล้วก็ USA นะครับแต่ว่าจริงๆแล้วเนี่ยเราก็พยายามจะทำในประเทศตัวเองเนี่ยให้ดีที่สุดก่อนแล้วก็อีกเรื่องคือเรื่องการแข่งขันของ King of Nation ในสนามต่อไปก็อาจจะไปร่วมสนุกด้วยครับ
But perhaps the biggest winner at the 2018 KON Philippines was the local drifting community, the enthusiasts and the competitors alike, who expect the event to become a regular fixture of future King of Nations and King of Asia competitions.
Every year we are having it already, I think. So I believe that it's going to happen. And we are preparing already for next year, this year. So I believe that, yes, we will come back stronger. I believe we will all be stronger the next time around.
And that does it for our coverage of the King of Nations Pro Series Asia. As always, be sure to check us out every week as we bring you more highlights of Philippine motorsports.
Even without the best of equipment and cars, local drifters gave international drifting stars a run for their money. And this bodes well for the growth of this exciting motorsport discipline in the Philippines. The country may well be a regular fixture in the Kings of Nation Pro Series and Kings of Asia competition in the coming years.
This week's feature on Race Weekend has been brought to you by Phoenix Fuels.
Make every trip come alive with Phoenix Fuels, now with Pulse technology. These are the Fuel Masters. Every time they're on the court, it's high performance. Every time I'm on the road, I can also expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. We made it! The next generation Phoenix Fuels, now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
Break away from the everyday. The new Toyota Rush.
Rediscover an extraordinary world as it unfolds before your eyes with the all-new 7-seater diesel CR-V. see the extraordinary.
Think you're tough? Do you dare to go off-road or off-key? Do you use your great power with great control? With the new Isuzu D-Max, you're tough enough to be unstoppable. And you're tough enough to be right back. Isuzu D-Max, tough enough for anything.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
Mitsubishi Motors Philippines Corporation is pleased to officially announce the arrival of the all-new Mitsubishi Expander in the country. The first batch of the Expander shipment recently arrived at the Bawan International Port Incorporated in Batangas and would be ready for delivery. Over 3,800 paid bookings of the Expander were already received as of the end of April 2018, and MMPC is very much overwhelmed with the acceptance of the Philippine market. The Expander addition to MMPC's extensive product lineup is expected to significantly contribute to the company's growth. Toyota introduced the new Toyota Alphard, the deluxe van that is now recalibrated to embody luxury in vehicle form. Sleek and sophisticated, the new Alphard is designed for a level of performance and comfort only topped by its own understated appeal. Compared to the previous Alphard, it now boasts a 8-speed automatic transmission powered by a 3.5 dual VVTi gas engine. The Alphard now has the handy start and stop functionality along with sequential front and rear signal lamps. One can immediately notice the Dapper logo that now rests atop the revamped chrome grille, which replaces the Class Toyota emblem to fit the prestigious global standard.
Our car of the week featuring the Ford Expedition 3.5L Limited Max EcoBoost V6 is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. That was the Ford Expedition 3.5L Limited Max EcoBoost V6, our featured model for this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
Rediscover an extraordinary world as it unfolds before your eyes with the all-new 7-seater diesel CR-V. See the extraordinary.
Think you're tough? Do you dare to go off-road or off-key? Do you use your great power with great control? With the new Isuzu D-Max, you're tough enough to be unstoppable. And you're tough enough to be right back. Isuzu D-Max, tough enough for anything.
Break away from the everyday. The new Toyota Rush.
These are the Fuel Masters. Every time they're on the court, it's high performance. Every time I'm on the road, I can also expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. We made it! The next generation Phoenix Fuels, now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
On the final stretch of Motoring Today, we have our public service segment courtesy of Honda Cars Philippines.
In our public service segment this week, we will be highlighting a common problem during the rainy season, and this is on drainages in the metro. The wet season has finally been official in the country, and the same problem on clogged or unfixed drainages started to rise again. This is very dangerous, especially on roads, because it causes flood. As a result, motorists will be having a hard time passing through the streets, and worse, no one will be able to pass through the area. That would then be a bigger problem, not only for the residents, but for the government as well. And here's a reaction from one of the residents of the area.
Siyempre, yung nagpapagawa nito kung bakit ganyan lagi. Tapos matagal matapos. Ay kailan pa yan? Wala, parang walang gagawa. Parang dalawang tao. Saka na-tiyempo pa na may ulan. Ay wala talagang mangyari.
We will make sure to inform the agencies responsible for the said problem.
We'd like to urge the public to help us solve motoring problems in our midst by referring them to us so we can, in turn, bring them into the attention of involved authorities. Please refer to the screen regarding our contact details. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 32nd year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. I'm Butch Gamboa. Happy anniversary to Motoring Today and Happy motoring.